And we have some breaking news out of college hoops where Virginia is hiring VCU's Ryan Odom as its next head coach. That is the latest from our very own Matt Norlander. Odom posted a 52-21 record with the Rams, including an NCAA tournament appearance this season. He's going to take over for Ron Sanchez, who was appointed interim coach after Tony Bennett unexpectedly retired back in October. Odom will be a familiar face for Cavaliers fans. He was the head coach of UMBC in 2018. The Retrievers became the first 16 seed to beat a 1 seed with a win over Virginia. Back here on HQ, Jacqueline D'Agostino, Tommy Tran, John Henson, and Mike O'Donnell. Gentlemen, when this news first came out, both of you were saying, great hire, love this hire. John, kick us off. Tell us why.
He's from, Mike told me he was from the area. I didn't even know that, but just being from that area, from the state, being able to recruit, because there's some athletes that come out of Virginia. And then the style of play and the team that he fielded this year, even at VCU, some of the transfers, he got some high-level transfers as well from the portal. So I love this for Virginia. They're not going quiet into the night after Tony Bennett, so this is going to be a great, I think it's a great fit, and that's, you know, the best you can do is start with a great fit to kind of jumpstart your program into a new era of basketball.
Home run hire for Virginia. Just kind of like injecting new life into that program a little bit. Just haven't been able to figure it out, obviously, with the situation with Tony Bennett, him leaving for a number of reasons. Ryan Odom taking UMBC to the tournament. Jackson, you just mentioned it. 16 seed beats a 1 seed, beats Virginia. How apropos. I think it's the first time I ever used that word on air, by the way.
Wow, I was going to say, that's a deep pull. That was a good one.
Yeah, I got lucky. I was a little nervous. And then goes to Utah State and wins at Utah State. Then he wins at VCU, takes 3 different teams to an NCAA tournament. That's hard to do. He did that with 3 different styles of play. At UMBC, it wasn't about offense. It was 94 feet, full court pressing, chaos, steals, just trying to outwork the opposing team. At Utah State, it was all offense. It was a lot of European concepts, 5 out, 4 out, 1 in, where you're having really kind of high IQ players and you're trying to break down defenses a number of different ways. VCU was like a combination of both, where it had that high octane defense and offense. He can coach multiple different styles. And I think at Virginia, recruiting in the ACC, you kind of hope that injects the, I'm not going to say NIL influx, because it's not NIL influx, it's pay-for-play influx for the collective at Virginia. But I don't think you could find a better hire for that system, that culture in the ACC. Perfect hire for the Cavaliers.
John, I got to go back to you as our resident ACC guy. I've got Odom to UVA. Of course, reports out there of Will Wade going to NC State, Jai Lucas at UM. I mean, give me the sense of, and speaking of injection, what we're seeing right now in the conference.
I always have to defend the ACC because people are talking mess like we, you know, hey, look, it's ebbs and flows. We still have the most NCAA tournament wins ever, you know, so we perform when the time comes and the lights shine. So I love these new coaching hires that the ACC is starting to, you know, announce. It is a prideful conference, and as you see with these 2 hires, it still has some appeal to the outside public.
We'll see what Lucas does in Miami, but like the Louisville hire with Pat Kelsey, fantastic, right? And there are already reports coming out that there's just going to be a huge influx of money coming into that program because of how good Pat Kelsey just did. We're taking for granted how good John Shire has been. Yeah. You know, you're succeeding Mike Krzyzewski, Hubert Davis. Obviously, you're going to the tournament essentially every single year. Like this is, you know, this hire falls in line with kind of like almost a reset for the ACC. When Virginia is good, it changes the entire conference. You know, Duke's going to be good, Carolina's going to be good. Now Louisville's got that consistency. When Virginia's good, changes a lot.
There's kind of a conference reset, as you said, because Larry Nega's out. Coach Williams is out. Coach K leaves. Tony Bennett leaves. So
Leonard Hamilton's
gone as well. Yeah. So it's kind of a conference reset. I think it bodes well for the future of the conference, which, you know, needs to step it up a little bit. They were the last of the Power Fives in strength of schedule, and even teams in, only 4 teams. And it's looking like we only have Duke left after today if haven't seen the score late of the Ole Miss game, but it's not looking too good.
So it just sounds like, boy, you better have gotten into the ACC now because
Buy
things
some
are
stock.
certainly turning, and buy low when you can in the ACC, and perhaps they can still end up with the national champion when it's all said and done. John, Mike, certainly appreciate it. This will be discussed on the Eye on College Basketball podcast as Matt Norlander delivering that news for us here on CBS Sports HQ. It's Matt and Gary Parrish on their podcast. Scan the QR code and check them out.